Food prices have increased so much this year, so I'm gonna show you how to make 3 steamy, delicious, and super cheap recipes for under $30. The kicker, I got all of my ingredients at the dollar store. I thought, why not challenge myself, give myself like a $30 budget and see like just how cheap I can buy things for. How many healthy, nutritious, wholesome ingredients can I find at my dollar store and still make some delicious and filling meals? Sake and purpose of this challenge, I'm not going to be using any other ingredients for any of these recipes that I may already have on hand. But for you guys who are watching this whole idea of using just the dollar store ingredients is giving you a very basic recipes that you can build off of. So if I wasn't doing this recipe challenge, I would probably be adding some sauteed onion, maybe some fresh mushrooms or bell peppers. You get the idea. So I'm encouraging you to use what you happen to already have on hand or any other canned or packaged goods that are in your possession already. So first up, we're going to be making a black bean chili. So this is very much a dump and stir kind of recipe. So what you're gonna wanna do first is get yourself a pot heating up with just a little bit of oil. Now that the oil is heating up, let's add some minced garlic. We're just gonna give that a little stir and let it kind of caramelize and brown a bit for about 2 minutes or until it's really nice and fragrant. Now we're just gonna add in this big old can of crushed tomatoes. You could also use diced if you want. The can of black beans, I have already rinsed and drained these. And this can of corn. I think we're using peaches and cream. Last ingredient is this little package of chili seasoning mix. It smells really good. Once you've added all of your ingredients to your saucepan, simply give it all a really good stir until the chili mix has dissolved into the crushed tomatoes and everything has been well combined. You're gonna wanna cover that with a lid, and then we're going to bring it to a simmer on about medium-high heat, and then we will taste it and adjust the seasonings if we need to. Okay, so it's been heating up in the pot for, I don't know, maybe about 7 minutes, and it's getting pretty hot already. So I'm gonna taste test it and see if I need to add any salt and pepper or maybe some more garlic. I definitely think I could use some salt and maybe a little bit more pepper and maybe a little bit more garlic. What can I say? I'm a garlic girl. Yeah, yum. Well, that didn't take hardly any time at all to whip up, which I am pretty happy about. So if you're looking for some quick meals, this is definitely one of them. I'm pretty excited to give this a try. That is tasty. Like, that tastes like a bowl of chili to me. You really have everything you need to make a very basic chili. You got your black beans, which is a great source of plant-based protein, delicious tomato sauce. I highly recommend using the crushed tomatoes because this just makes it so nice and thick and rich and creamy. And then the corn, so good. And obviously adding in the rice makes this so much more filling. This is like pretty awesome. And would I make it again? I think I totally would if I was just feeling a little bit uninspired or I didn't have a lot of ingredients in my house. Yeah, I'd make this again. The next recipe we will be making is a garlicky stir fry using some of that minced garlic plus a few other canned veggies like baby corn, canned mushrooms, some bean sprouts, and also some canned water chestnuts and chickpeas. We're also gonna serve it up with some vermicelli rice noodles. So let's get started. I'm going to heat up some sesame oil in my frying pan. Sesame oil is usually my go-to choice of oil whenever I'm doing any kind of like stir fry or Asian inspired recipe, just because I love the smell and the flavor that it gives off. It's like super nutty and delicious. So good. While my oil is heating up, I have a pot of water boiling as well because I'm going to cook up 1 brick of these vermicelli noodles to go with our stir fry. Just like with our previous recipe, I'm going to be using some of this minced garlic to add lots of like aromatic fragrance and flavor. I'm probably gonna use quite a bit of this. I'd say maybe 2 tablespoons, which is probably the equivalent to about 5 cloves of garlic. I'm just gonna let that get really nice and toasty and fragrant and let it cook until it's slightly golden in color. Now I'm gonna add in the canned corn, mushrooms, water chestnuts, and the chickpeas. And now to season it, I'm going to use this soy sauce. It is gluten-free, which is crazy. I never ever find gluten-free soy sauces that aren't tamari. Last up, I'm gonna add in these bean sprouts. Now, I personally have never seen bean sprouts in a can before. I was a little bit shocked to find these. I usually always find them like in my fresh produce section, so I'm very interested to see how these turn out. Another quick and easy meal for you folks. You know, it's not the most pretty looking meal I've ever made. Let's just get that right out of the way. But it smells good and I think it's gonna taste pretty good as well. That's pretty good, honestly. You know, I feel like we tend to underestimate the power of just like very simple ingredients. Like I just used soy sauce and minced garlic to really flavor and season this dish. And it was enough. Like it's good. I mean, of course, I'm doing like the bare bones basic necessities here, but this just shows that even if you have just a very few simple spices or seasonings, you can make stuff that tastes really good. Obviously, if I weren't doing this challenge, I would have been adding a few extra things, like maybe some red chili flakes would help to give us a little bit of extra depth of flavor. But this on its own, I would make this again. It's super simple and easy and it's delicious. It's got lots of vegetables in there, protein from the chickpeas. The rice noodles really help to bulk it up. And the baby corn, oh, who doesn't love baby corn? Would make again. Now, there's nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned can of veggie lentil soup. It's quick, it's easy, and it fills the hole, but it doesn't really fill you up for too long, and it's not gonna feed more than 1 person. But by adding all the extra stuff that I'm gonna be adding in, it's gonna make it really filling, it's gonna feed several people, plus if we serve it with the rice that I made earlier in the video, this is gonna be a super, super delicious and satisfying meal. I'm gonna start by heating up some oil in my stock pot, and then I'm gonna add some more of this minced garlic. I have used this in every recipe so far, and I gotta say, like, I'm pretty jazzed about this. I've never like bought pre-prepared garlic before, so this I think is actually gonna change like my whole life, just saying. Once the garlic has sauteed for a few minutes and it's becoming really nice and fragrant and starting to get a little bit golden, we're pretty much just gonna add in all the other ingredients. So the peas, the chickpeas, the canned soup, and the tomatoes, plus that jar of red curry paste. Now I will say, I was hoping to be able to find a can of coconut milk at the dollar store, but they just didn't have any. So I'm opting to obviously not use coconut milk, but if you do have some, I think it would be really good to help make this curry really nice and creamy. But I think I'm gonna get away with this just fine with the ingredients that I have. Now, feel free to add anything else that you like to this curry to make it really good. If you have extra spices or if you have any other vegetables that you want to use up in your fridge or in your freezer, definitely do it. This red curry smells so good and my whole house smells like it now. I'm so excited to try this. I added some rice as well to just make it a little more filling. Plus curry and rice just always go together. Oh, yeah, that is so good. Like, this does not taste like canned curry. Like, this is just so good. Everything tastes actually pretty fresh. Like, the peas, the chickpeas, plus all the veggies that were in that lentil veggie soup are so good. This is like a totally legit veggie chickpea curry. And while I normally would have made curry like this with a can of coconut milk, it like doesn't need it. It's honestly just good the way it is. And the little jar of red curry paste, like it adds so much flavor. I didn't need to add any salt because it's pretty salty on its own. It's just so good. Each meal that I made serves 4, so that's 12 total meals, which is crazy. I spent less than $30, in fact, $28, so that brings the total cost of each meal to $2.33. That's not even including what I have left over. I still have leftover rice, I have practically a whole bottle of soy sauce, plus half a jar of this minced garlic, which I can use in future recipes. So really, when you think about it, it's less than $2.30 per meal. Plus, I left out the noodles that I still have. I only cooked 1 out of 3 bricks. So very cool. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'd so appreciate a thumbs up and subscribing below to my channel. I hope you guys check out some of my other meal prep videos and let me know in a comment below if you want to see future budget hauls just like this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in another video.